Hello, welcome to Not Dead Yet's Film Chat. I'm Dan.
I'm Lee.
And we're going to talk about what we've been watching all up in our eyes.
Eye fun.
Eye fun. Is that like
We've had ear fun, no we haven't
Is
eye
that
fun.
like an iPhone, but more fun?
No.
No, okay. No. Anyway, on that bombshell, what have you been watching?
I've not watched a huge amount. I've been busy.
Because you've been busy having a life.
Well, I want to be in. I want to be sitting in front of the telly. I've watched a lot of Peep Show recently.
Yeah, I watched some Peep Show recently. Yeah.
I've watched a lot of that. And I came into Peep Show really late.
Oh, right.
You told me about it for years. You
Okay.
you should watch this. You should watch this,
Yeah.
and I didn't. So I bought one series of it probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So quite relatively new to it. But I've seen, if not all, most of them since, and it is brilliant. It is like it's.
Have you seen the wedding episode yet?
Yeah,
That's one of my favourite lines in all of comedy. Is when they're sat upstairs hiding, and Jez needs a piss. And he says to Mark, I need to go. And Mark just says, just hold it. And he says, I can't. It feels like someone's inflating a balloon of piss inside me and not in a good way.
It's so good. It is.
That tells you everything you need to know about Jez. The
Yeah.
not in a good way bit. Like there's ever a situation where someone's inflating a balloon of piss inside you that could be a good way.
It is. If you're watching this, you probably watch Peep Show.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
If not, it's like essentially two guys. They've been friends since university.
Yeah, they're quite different people.
Very different people. You get their inner monologue.
Yeah, they're
Which
flatmates.
which is a great idea. One of them's really sensible. One of them's a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah.
Thinks he's going to be an electro rock star.
Yeah, Mama's kumquat.
Mama's kumquat.
Yeah.
So I'm watching lots of that. But outside that,
Are you loving Superhands?
Superhands is hilarious.
He's incredible.
He's brilliant, and I like the one where they. Oh, it's recently where they're not in a cult.
Okay.
The one where he goes to see like some sort of like psychologist guy, and he's going, "Oh yeah, you're not going to mess with my head. I'm going to tell you what's happening." And they end up joining this church, but it's not a church. It's like a cult.
Okay.
And they're kind of like
Oh God! Yeah.
Aliens.
I do remember that.
David Black type stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like Scientologists.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But a bit of news separate to that. Yeah, moving away from that, but. There is the first image been released of a TV series. It's going to be Ashe vs. the Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell.
Oh right, okay.
It's going to be a TV series.
Okay,
which is going to be cool.
Yeah,
I think that's only a good thing.
Yeah.
I've watched two films in the last kind of couple of months that I quite enjoyed. Now the first one's called Mr. Jones. It's 2013. It's I read reviews and like Rotten Tomatoes, I think it kind of only gave it like 40% or something like that. Now I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a horror thriller, if you want to call it that. This couple go to the retreat to the woods, as lots of horror films start. Yeah, strangely. The guy is a filmmaker and he wants to make just a documentary. The woman's a photographer. She's taking time off work to let her partner, boyfriend, husband, whatever it is, to do this. And they come across this kind of like scarecrow artwork. It's like scarecrows, this kind of artwork. And this guy's apparently this recluse. He's like the Banksy of like a kind of Banksy-esque kind of recluse character. And he just sends these scarecrows to random people. So people will just wake up one day like you could get it delivered here. So it's very sought after artwork, and they end up stumbling across.
When you get delivered here, I'd have to go to the post office and pick it up.
Exactly. That's too heavy. So it's that, and it's basically this guy's a recluse, and then he's kind of horror. Is he? It alludes that he's this kind of like psycho guy, but it's. So you never see it could be a she actually, and they the art world have just called him Mr. Jones. You don't actually know it's him. He never talks. You never see anything. You just see bits of him doing his artwork, just getting on with his thing, and they're kind of observing. Now the guy, it's quite hard to describe. It's like it seems to be trapped in dream world. So the guy's kind of dreaming, and he's watching himself take pictures of it, and he's watching himself stealing the artwork. But you're seeing it from his perspective. It's weird. It's quite weird. Okay. It's quite trippy and hallucinogenic at the end. Yeah. I really liked it. I don't think it ends. You ever find out really what happens. Okay. But I don't mind that. I quite like that sort of stuff. It's like it's open ended, so it's interpretation, and it stars someone that's in Game of Thrones.
All right.
No, it doesn't. The next film does. Okay. So the next film does. Oh no, she's in Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
As Polly Zobel.
I didn't like Sons of Anarchy, so the
next film I watched is The Purge.
Oh, right, really?
So that's only like last year before.
Yeah.
And the concept of that is it's an American film, Ethan Hawke, and it stars Lena Headey, who's Queen Cersei Lannister, girlfriend. You know, if that means anything to you.
It does.
And one day a year,
you get to kill everyone.
Crime is legal.
Yeah.
You can murder people, and you can't get done for it. And so this, Ethan Hawke's, he sells sort of like security equipment. So his family lock themselves in, in the house, safe. We're always fine. And there's a guy a homeless guy being chased down the street. People trying to murder him just because they can.
Yeah.
And he's like, somebody let me in. And the little boy opens the door, quick, hide in here, and then ends up being those people are well-to-do middle-class college kids, and they're going, look, you're taking away my right to kill this person and purge myself of these faults. Just basically psychos. So basically, it's them trying to get into the house and breaking in, and then at the end, the neighbours, they break in, and then the neighbours come in, and you think, the neighbours have saved them, brilliant, and it's like, no, actually, we just want to kill you because you're really annoying and smug.
All right, okay.
And it's about that. It's quite a good film. It's not going to change your life.
No.
But it's one of those films. It's not horror. It's just that.
Sounds like a more grim Panic Room.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
And it was okay. I thought it was all right. It was worth a watch. Probably wouldn't watch it again, but enjoyable. How about you?
So I've been watching a few things. I've returned to... Someone sent me an email the other day, and at the top of the email, they'd written, Dan, which reminded me, and they were obviously alluding to Alan Partridge, so I went back and rewatched I'm Alan Partridge, both series of that, and thoroughly enjoyed that.
Amazing.
So I watched a documentary called The Act of Killing.
Right.
The Act of Killing is about Indonesia, which I didn't know anything about this prior to watching it, or prior to about a week or two before watching the documentary. In one of my jobs, I had to cut an interview, and it was with the director of this documentary. And so I went and did some research then. And basically in Indonesia, I think 65 and 66 or 64, 65, over those 2 years, there was like a mass killing of nearly 1 million people that were meant to be communists.
Right.
But it was basically anybody that annoyed the death squads essentially got killed,
as
well as political sympathisers. So this documentary, basically the director goes to Indonesia, and I think the quote from the director is like, imagine the Nazis won.
Right, okay.
That's what Indonesia is, because these guys are still in power. Right. So they killed like 1 million people, and they're still in charge of the country now. And everybody's happy with them. They're lauded as heroes. So he gets one of the death squad leaders to reenact his killings in whatever way he wants.
Yeah.
So he chooses different Hollywood film scenarios to show how he would kill people and stuff like that. It's incredible. It's an incredible documentary because these guys don't see that there's anything wrong with what they did. Like, they're completely unaware that this is bad, that they did these things. And it's completely gripping. Like, I've not seen anything like this before, or, I don't think anyone has. It's incredible. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's worth watching. I also watched a documentary on Netflix. So I had to buy The Act of Killing because that's not on Netflix. But this is on Netflix, and this is called All This Mayhem.
Okay.
And so it's really, I'll start by saying it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And it's about a subject that I actively dislike. So it's about skateboarders. I have no interest. I actively dislike skateboard culture, and, I'm not interested in it at all. But this is well worth watching. It's very, very good.
What's the?
It's just about two brothers from Australia that became world championship skateboarders. One of them became world champion skateboarder. But there's more to it than that. But I really don't want to give that away.
Okay.
So it's just well worth watching. It's a really, really good story, and obviously it's a documentary, so it's true. Also watched a documentary about Arthur Ashe, the tennis legend. Didn't know much about him. That was fascinating. Won Wimbledon, won the US Open back in the 70s, I think, late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Is black. Grew up in, I think it's Virginia, and grew up in segregation, basically.
There's he's mentioned in 94 Horses.
Oh, right, yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
When the episode where they've got Trigger's Granddad's ashes.
Right.
We've got Arthur's ashes. See the guy that won Wimbledon?
Right. Okay. Yeah. So he, but very incredibly tragically, died of AIDS.
Right.
From a blood transfusion, from heart surgery.
Shit.
Yeah. So incredible. Really, that's on the BBC this week because of Wimbledon. So that's really good. So that's on iPlayer. I watched a couple of Japanese films, Kamikaze Girls and Tokyo Zombie. Tokyo Zombie is one of the weirdest films I've seen.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think you might like it. It's kind of like a low budget indie horror zombie film with a really weird thing at the end. But that's pretty cool. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. Didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. It was okay. It's billed as the Japanese Shaun of the Dead, which it is definitely not.
Got that?
Really?
I've got that. Let me get because as you was describing that, I was like, I've got that at home. Is it two mates, two friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a scene like in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, okay.
Great. Yeah, no, I do.
Oh,
really
right, you do really like
it.
it.
Yeah,
okay. I thought it was all right. Yeah.
I really liked it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kamikaze Girls, which I kind of really enjoyed, and Kamikaze Girls is really good. You know, there's that. I can't remember what country it's from. I think it's from Sweden. There's a test to see if a film. It's like a feminism test for films.
Okay.
And it talks about how long women are on screen. If they're talking about things that are not related to a man,
right,
and what they're doing in the film, and if you think about that, think about female characters in films. Their existence is often reliant on a man.
Yeah,
you know, they're talking about being in love with a man, or they're being rescued by a man.
Yeah.
So Kamikaze Girls does quite well because there's very little male involvement in the story. It's pretty cool. It's a weird film. It's kind of like offbeat. It's about a girl who's obsessed with what they call the Lolita style,
right,
which is kind of like Edwardian, like frilly dresses and bonnets and stuff like that. And she befriends, this girl who is like a biker gang girl befriends her, and it's just about their friendship basically.
Okay,
which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think that would pass the feminism test because their existence doesn't seem to be reliant on their involvement with men. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. That was good. What else have I been watching? I watched Master Killer, which is a kung fu film.
Okay, I hate kung fu films.
I know you don't like them. I love them. And this is not great though. And also, the worst thing about it was this was on Amazon Instant, and at a certain period in time, kung fu films were quite graphically gory. So they were treated like video nasties at that period of the 80s, and that meant that they'd also be significantly cut when they were released.
Yeah.
So I watched this film. Kung fu films are often stories of revenge. So I watched the horrible thing happen, then I watched the training montage to prepare for the revenge, which went on for like an hour. And then we got to the final scene where he's about to mete out his revenge on this guy, and it was obviously a horrific revenge because they cut it.
So it just ended.
So he hits the guy falls over, and then it ends. And I was just sitting there going, "Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Seriously, I've sat through like 2 hours of this film, and now I want the revenge scene, and I'm not going to get it." It was kind of like he went, "Ha!" The guy went, fell over, and that was it. So obviously he killed him horrifically in the film, but we didn't get to see any of that.
Cut
So
10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
violence.
yeah. So I didn't get to see any of that. So that was quite disappointing. And it's also worth noting for fans of the Wu-Tang Clan that that's probably the name that's probably the film where Master Killer, the rapper, got his name from. Because they took a lot of names from Kung Fu.
Okay.
And the other thing that I've been watching is True Detective, the second series.
I've heard of that. Is that good?
It's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard people talking about that.
The first series is incredible.
Right.
Really, really good. I don't particularly like action films. Particularly, I mean, I'm not averse to it, but they lack a lot of things that I like in films. However, the first season of True Detective, and I'm not at all saying that it's an action series, but there is a sequence in the first series of True Detective which is one of the most thrilling, breathtaking action sequences I've seen in years. It's incredible. Second series just started a few weeks ago. It's getting lukewarm reaction from most places. I am thoroughly loving it though. The mood of it, the aesthetic of it, pacing, everything about it, I'm absolutely in love with. It's great. And it's got surprisingly decent performances from Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn, who I'm not overly fond of.
Vince Vaughn, like a bumbling comedy.
Yeah,
Average,
but he's not. In this last episode, he did some impromptu dentistry.
Right, okay.
He's a gang leader.
Okay, could be interesting.
So it's pretty hardcore, but it's really, really good. Really loving it, despite everyone else's bland reaction to it.
I tell you, I don't know if you've watched it as well. I've been watching it's on Channel 4, Humans.
No, I've been looking at that. Is it good? Have you started watching it?
I've watched 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't see the first one.
Okay.
I really like it. I it stars I can't remember her name, but the girl from The Office, not The Office. Sorry, IT Crowd.
Okay. Yep.
And it's basically
William Hurt's in it as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah. And it's basically about AI.
Yeah, family by an android.
Yeah,
basically,
and it's androids. They're starting to like break away, becoming more human, having their own thoughts.
Right, okay,
I quite like it on a Sunday.
Yeah,
evening.
it looks interesting. Yeah, I just haven't got round to watching it yet.
I think the sort of thing it's worth watching. It's not amazing, but I'm quite enjoying watching it. And another thing that I think it's the second series it's on at the moment. Vicious.
Okay, what's that?
It's a sitcom. It's a real traditional sitcom that stars. It's 2 kind of like elderly gay guys.
Yeah. With what's
Ian McKellen.
Gandalf, yeah.
Ian McKellen and
isn't it Patrick Stewart as well?
No, Derek Jacobi.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Now, it's the second series. The first series, when it was on, I was watching it. Derek Jacobi, yeah. And it's really cheesy, canned laughter. Also, Frances Delatour's in it.
Oh, wow, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Miss Jones.
Yeah, Miss Jones. So, it's really camp, and it's really...
It's an ITV thing, isn't it?
But it's really cheesy. Now, at first, I was like, this is really shit.
Yeah.
But then I'd watch it every week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It'd be on like a Monday night. So
do you know this is a slippery slope, though, Lee? Because you're going to end up watching Miranda.
Oh, no, this is not happening.
That's very similar territory.
Well, and it is, don't get me wrong, I'm not... But I'm enjoying watching it, and it is just basically...
But that's what everyone says about Miranda.
Derek Jacobi and Ian McKellen are just basically bitching about each other for like half an hour.
Okay.
And Miss Jones comes in and kind of like tries to grope a young guy. Okay. That's kind of it. But
that sounds remarkably like Rise and Damp, actually.
It's not a million miles away. I really enjoy it though. I probably wouldn't have given extra time if Ian McKellen wasn't in it, if I'm honest. But even Frances Delatour, she's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
It's hugely
Derek Jacobi's pretty good as well.
I mean, these are like really great classic actors.
Yeah.
And this thing is just like, oh my god, it's like having these, like, you got these amazing ingredients at a meal and you just get tomato sauce and just do that on it. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair enough.
So I quite like it. It was a really good episode recently. They got married, and it kind of like it's nice to coincide with obviously gay gay marriage legalised in the States, which is fantastic. So that was a nice kind of warming thing. And they kind of say like, I never thought it'd be the day that we'd actually get married. And it did like a flashback at the end of the episode. It did a flashback to when they were like 20 or whatever, and they moved in together.
Right, okay,
do you think we'll ever get married?
Yeah.
So it's kind of not. That's nice, But but I shouldn't. I don't know. Like, I always tell myself I shouldn't find it funny because it's really cheesy.
It looks awful. I've seen a trailer for it.
It looks terrible.
I'm not watching that.
It looks terrible. The only fact that it used to be on a Monday night. After stuff that I watch, and then
after the soaps.
I'm not allowed to. I really like EastEnders and Coronation Street, and I'm happy to admit that.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Philistine.
I got really upset when Pat Butcher died. I actually had.
Is she dead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
She died on New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
I watched it. I stayed in and watched it, and I had a gin in her honour. I don't even like gin.
Yeah.
But it's Pat Butcher.
Just in her honour.
So yeah, it was on after that, basically.
Right, yeah.
And you had another sitcom called The Job Centre,
right?
Which again was quite good.
Yeah.
But that's not on at the moment.
Okay. I also finished watching Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell.
Was it good? I watched one episode and liked it, and never went back and watched more.
Yeah, it was good, and it made a good job of a turgid book. So
yeah, you said you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was alright. Booth watched it as well. He said it's okay. Yeah, it's good Sunday night TV that is not stooping to the depths of Downton Abbey. So
I think Dr. Jonathan is on the same time as Humans.
Possibly. Yeah,
I think that's
right.
yeah.
Okay,
So that's it's on the same time.
So yeah, that's everything. I think.
Yeah.
We're going to put some links up around about here, sort of thing. And we'll also put some in the description where you can follow us and contact us. Let us know if there's anything we should be watching or you've watched anything good. And we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Bye.